Hello and good afternoon. Russell of Hotels going live. You know why? You know why I'm going live, right? It's 1 o'clock on Tuesday. What else would that be? It's on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Hope you guys are doing well. Did I say Happy Tuesday? Well, Happy Tuesday, and if I don't say it, if I forget it, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone. That's what we say now, right? So today is today is Tuesday, December 17th, and this is show number 281. Who would have thought it, right? Well, just relax, calm down, because this is just a monologue. So I'm just kind of just talking and kind of going back to when it first started, when it was just show number one, and I had butterflies and all this kind of stuff, and then next thing you know, 281 shows later or 280 shows later after the first one, we're still here. So anyway, let me put my glasses on so I can see what the heck is going on here. So I got a new look today, right? So I had lunch. Check this out. I had lunch with someone yesterday, a friend, and she goes, "Hey, I caught your podcast. I don't know if it was this show or it was the daily check-in, because I do a daily check-in too, right? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Well, on Tuesdays I do On Air with Russell of Hotels, this live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about, right? So I wasn't sure which one it was. I didn't ask her, but she said, "You know what? You would do a lot better if you dressed up. If you like put on she actually said put on a coat and tie." I said, "Well, I'm not gonna put the tie on, but I will try, a nice a dress shirt as well as a jacket." I'll just say, I said, I'll just go with that for a minute just to see how things go, right? I used to do this back in the day when I first started doing this, probably show, oh my gosh. I mean, from the early starts of when what do you call it? When Facebook Live first came out. So that's when I started using a coat, a coat and a dress shirt, right? And so that goes back probably in the show route 50 or less. Show 50 or less, I was wearing this kind of attire. But I got away from it because I just, I said, yeah, you know what? I just want to be comfortable. And I'm still comfortable. It's just that I got away from it. Sometimes it takes someone from the outside to tell you something. And I said, okay, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And she said, you know what? Just start the first of the year. Just start the first of the year fresh. And I said, you know what? No, I'm going to do one better. I'm going to start today. All right. So no better day than today. Right. So I'm like, you know what? I'll start today. I'll see if I'm comfortable wearing it, and we'll go from there. So maybe if I get some comments, maybe I'll say, maybe I'll like, hey, all right, I'll adopt it forever. But if I don't get any comments, then so you guys basically go say, so this is it. So you guys tell me, do I look okay? Is it better me wearing a jacket and a nice dress shirt, or was whatever I wear, whatever I get up, and I feel like wearing, is that okay as well? Not that I look bad, and not that I was like slumming it. It's just that I didn't have a coat and a shirt on. But anyway, just thought I'd say that. This is the monologue, so it gives me an opportunity to make sure my comments are open, which the comments are open. We're live on LinkedIn and YouTube, just so you know. The replay will be on those same platforms as well as Facebook, okay? Just 3 platforms, but only 2 that I'm live on now, and that's YouTube and LinkedIn. So if you don't subscribe to my LinkedIn channel, please do so. Just go to LinkedIn, look for Russell of Hotels, hit the button. It says subscribe, big button, just hit it, it'll go bing. And then every time I go live, you get a notification, and you'll be like, oh my God, Russ is going live. I got to go see what the heck he has to say. He always has something good to say. So, but anyway, the comments are open. So, like I said, this is the monologue. So this just gives me an opportunity to fine tune what I'm doing, make sure the sound is okay. And I'm looking at my gauges. Yes, sound is all right. Comments are open. That's it. So, okay. So I'm going to put you on hold for a second. We're going to do the intro, and we'll come back and start the show. So the show is going to be jam-packed, and it's not going to last that long today. It's going to be jam-packed, but it's not going to last that long, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to put you on hold, and then we're going to go from there. Let me see. Let me just make sure I have this queued up. Okay, so here we go. Peace.
everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Hey, hey, hey. Thank you again for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Today is show number 281. Today is Tuesday, December 17th. Just a couple of days shy of Christmas, right? So, hey, hope you guys are. First of all, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're ready for the holiday season. Some of you guys are already into it, right? You just basically checked out already. Like, you know what? I'm shutting it down for for the rest of the year. Okay. A lot of people have done that. I thought I was too, but it's funny that stuff happens. Stuff comes up, and that's good though, right? I'm glad that people, and when I mean people, my clients are, they're rushing to get things done by the end of the year because they want to basically go into next year, basically with everything together, organized, right? So, regardless of what they did in the last quarter, they're making up for it in the last couple of weeks of the year. So, I appreciate that. In fact, I'll mention that. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a couple of minutes. But it's show number 281. Hey, have you guys checked out the series, my new web series, Hospitality Unplugged? It was live. Well, no, it hasn't been live, right? No, I pre-recorded it, okay, and it had been released on YouTube and LinkedIn, okay. So if you haven't checked that out, go and check it out. It was episodes 3 and 4, okay. So they dropped on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm gonna make sure I drop at least 2 episodes every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, of Hospitality Unplugged. It's basically how I started off, back in the day. Started off to progressing to today, like not today as in December 17th, but current times. Because I started in hospitality years ago, and then I'm doing this career progression, if you will. So it's a way of me to kind of reflect on what's going on. It's a way of me to thank some people that were either mentors or advocates for me along the way, because no one got to where they are without having a mentor or advocate, someone that are fighting for you, maybe behind the scenes. You don't even know that they're fighting, or maybe you do. But this gives me an opportunity to thank them, because some of these people may not even have known that I considered them advocates or mentors or whatever. I'm not even sure. But this gives me an opportunity just to kind of reflect on that, thank some people, and kind of take you through the journey, right? All the journey wasn't all smooth. It wasn't all smooth sailing. It wasn't smooth sailing, but we made it through it, right? So everybody's gonna go through some trials and tribulations, if you will, but it's how you deal with those things. I guess that makes you who you are, or makes you who you're not. So there you go. So that's what it is. So that's what Hospitality Unplugged. And the unique thing about this, each episode is only, and I think I counted, I didn't count the minutes, but it's like 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So basically between 1 and 4 minutes. Let's just keep it simple. Each episode is between 1 and 4 minutes. So it doesn't take that long. You can get it and get on with your day, right? So like I said, they get released every Saturday and Sunday, but 4 of them are out right now. So you can feel free to go to LinkedIn or YouTube. I even put them on my Facebook. I think I put it on Instagram too. Okay. So, because I want more eyes on it. You got to get the eyes on it. So that's one thing that you do. You do one form of content, but you release it on several different platforms. Of course, my platforms of choice would be LinkedIn and YouTube. Okay, so they're going to go on those first, and then I'll gradually put them on the other ones throughout the week. Okay, so that's the plan of action right there, just so we can get enough eyes on it, and hopefully get some comments and all that. So if you haven't checked out Hospitality Unplugged, check it out. Okay, there you go. All right, let's move on to the next screen. But okay, each hotel, every time I do one of these shows, just for the people that just joined in for the first time in their life, I'm always showcasing a hotel or a destination. Okay, and sometimes even both. Each a hotel has to be in a destination, right? So, and this is a mixture of it. Sometimes it's just some shows are just dedicated to that one particular brand, that hotel brand, or that destination. But today is a mixture. It's a hodgepodge of different hotels that I've been to throughout the year. So 2024. So these are hotels, and I think I did 10 trips, 10, 11, 12 trips, somewhere between 10 and 12 trips. So, of course, I see a lot of hotels, right? So, my job, I couldn't be Russell of hotels if I was always at home. I would be Russell at Homes, Russell at home, who talks about hotels. No, I couldn't do that, right? So, I have to be in hotels. So, I'm always traveling for that, for my clients, for conferences, for meetings. I might as well take photos of them and videos and showcase them, right? Boom, there you go. So yeah, so the Courtyard Marriott, East Point. East Point is outside of Atlanta, near the airport, so it's closer to the airport. It's its own community, own city. East Point has its own vibe. Okay, so if you don't want the hustle and bustle of Atlanta, you want to get in and out. Maybe you got people flying in from everywhere, and they may not have transportation. The best probably location if you're flying into Atlanta would be East Point. Just there's most of the hotels around there have airport transportation. If not, it's just a short Uber ride away. So there you go. Why not choose East Point? They got courtyards. They got double trees. Every hotel you can imagine is over there as well. People just don't know about it. So that's what I'm here to tell. Now this is the Long Beach, the Hyatt Regency Long Beach, LBC. One of my favorite hotels. One of my favorite hotels in Long Beach. No matter what the weather is where you are, Southern California is always sunny, and we have a pool. Okay, everyone has a pool, so this happens to be the Hyatt Regency's pool. Everybody does not have a pool, but I would say that there's some places that are just snowing like crazy. I saw Buffalo. I was in Buffalo, New York earlier this year. Buffalo, Niagara Falls, New York. And it was so green and so pretty, so peaceful, right? But then was the last week, I watch football like so many other people do. And Buffalo was at home playing on their home field, and it was snowing like crazy. I'm like, is this the same place? It can't be. But anyway, it's that time of year. It's that time of year. And this is the Fountain Blue Hotel in Vegas. I was there, I don't know, several months ago. And this is the newest hotel. I'm just letting you know. It's the newest hotel on the Strip, right? The Fountain Blue. It was about 4,100 rooms, something like that. Yeah, 4,000 rooms, something like that. I think it's 41 or 31. Anyway, 31, 4,100 rooms. I can't remember. But this is their lobby area. And this was slow. This was a slow period, okay? Because I went in there another time, and it was like wall-to-wall people. But the lobby itself is probably, I don't know, it's got to be 30,000 square feet. I mean, it's huge, right? But it's funny how people, people can come in there and it can quickly get packed, and you'll be like, you can barely walk through there. But it's a very nice hotel, elevated experience. Everything's elevated there. So there you go. And I had some shout outs, and this is special. This is some special shout outs. Shout outs. So, okay. So Miss Nicole Trogdon, she's with the Hotel Hartness in Greenville, South Carolina. And shout out to Miss Lori Dobbins, Visit Greenville. She's with the CVB there in South Carolina as well. So why am I shouting them out? Okay, so real quick, this is why I'm shouting them out. They they haven't taken care of. They're gonna take care of my client tomorrow. Now my client, Let me get where you can see me. Let me get where you can see me. So my client um, wanted to get some stuff done by the end of the year before the holidays, right? Now, a lot of hotel salespeople, CVB salespeople, they're probably on a limited schedule now. And I get it and I understand. And I believe me. So they're probably at a limited schedule with meaning they're probably, their office hours are kind of sparse right now because the holidays are coming up. And I understand. They've been busting their butts all year. They deserve to kind of get an easy schedule, easy day here and there. But I asked them because my client asked me, hey, I want to, go check out the Hartness Hotel in Greenville, South Carolina before the end of the year because she wants to make a decision on where they're going to have this program by the end of the year. So by end of the year, she wants to know where it's going to go. Okay, we'll all know where it's going to go. But she needed to come see this particular hotel. So I contacted my CVB partner as well as Nicole, she's a sales manager with the Hartness Hotel in Greenville. And they said, of course, come on. I mean, it was no hesitation. They're like, we may have some limited availability, but we'll make it work. So I appreciate that stuff. So when people do things like that, I appreciate them and I have to give them a shout out, right? So I do appreciate you going out of your way to do this. And it was no big deal to them. I mean, it was definitely no big deal. It was no bat of the eye like, oh my God, well, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do it because our schedules. No, it wasn't like that. It was just like, what do you need? And that's that. When you talk about partnerships and all that stuff, that's a true partnership because we throw that, it's so cliche or we throw that word around. Oh, we're partners. Oh, they're partners with us. But a partner is someone that will, without questions asked, will do, what you ask of them. And basically it's not me, it's the client, right? So they appreciate that. So they appreciate the client wanting to come see their destination as well as their hotel. And of course, I'm the person in the middle to kind of, bring them together. So I do appreciate that. It was last minute, but shout out to Lori Dobbins, shout out to Nicole Trogdon with the Hartness Hotel. I appreciate you guys. So that's why I'm shouting you out. And then I'm also shouting out Miss Veronica Rivera, San Diego Tourism Authority. Now, it was today. Okay, so Miss Veronica, she had knee surgery. Okay, and I'm saying this because she's already posted this. She posted this on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago that she had knee surgery. And so she's in recovery. So, of course, I have V's phone number, right? So I just texted her earlier just to say, hope you're doing well and, take it easy. This is the time to take it easy, to rest and heal, completely heal, not fast recovery, complete recovery. Because we don't want you going back, right? We want you going forward. So not fast, because the faster, so some people like the faster I heal, the faster I get back to work. No, take time and relax because for anyone who knows Veronica, she's going here and there 100 miles, 110 miles an hour. So sometimes it's good to slow down for whatever reason. I mean, no one wants to have, knee surgery or any type of surgery, right? But sometimes it comes when maybe it's needed. I don't know. I'm just say that. So sometimes we need to rest. We need to calm down, take a step back, and just take our time and relax. Okay. So shout out to her. She's doing well. I even got her to laugh. Okay. I didn't talk to her, but this was via text. I have her laughing via text. Just some of the stuff I said. But anyway, no, shout out to Veronica Rivera, San Diego Tourism Authority. Continue to rest and to get better. And I told her I'm gonna check on her in a couple of weeks. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So anyway, okay, moving forward, the blog. Okay, you guys know about the blog. So anything that I talk about will be on the blog. Not the shout outs won't be on the blog, but the topic that I'm gonna talk about today will be on the blog. In fact, it's already on the blog. And this is the Cambria. This is a brand new Cambria hotel that opened up at Burbank Airport earlier this year. I want to say maybe springtime, right before summer, I think, somewhere around there. So yeah, so I was there for the grand opening, and yeah, I was invited to come. So thank you so much, Cambria. That was Scott Lockwood. So thank you so much, Scott Lockwood, for the invite, and Craig Sullivan was there as well. So there you go. So of course I got to show every hotel I go to. I have to show, right? So I'm there. That's what I do. That's how I get down. That's how I get down. So feel free to make comments. Comments are open. And that's another thing. I don't know if my comments are connected to LinkedIn and YouTube. I don't know. I think they are. It's just that no one's making a comment. That's fine. So the topic for today, and it's real quick. So real quick and dirty. Yesterday, okay, let me back up. Let me back up to like Friday. Last Friday, I get this phone. Well, no, it wasn't a phone call. I got a message, an in message on LinkedIn, right? From who? Guess who it was from? Arlette. Okay. Is the beard to here? I don't even know who that was from. Somebody made a comment. Is the beard a European look? I don't even know what that. What are you saying? Who is that? In fact, I don't even know who that is. But obviously somebody's watching. But like I said, fast forward or maybe back up to last Friday, like after hours, like 6:00 p.m. Okay, so Friday night, I get this in message on LinkedIn, and I mean I check my stuff all the time, right? But normally I don't get anything. But I got this message right from Arlette Garrity, okay, she's a director of sales at the what do you call it, the Ontario CVB, okay, and she's also a vice president with ASM, okay. So anyway, so so I get this email from her. Hey friend, when you get a chance, can you reach out to me? Give me a call. Anytime someone's sending you a message talking about, hey friend, oh, look out, okay? Should not have called her back, but I called her, right? So I called her because I had her number. I don't know why she just didn't call me, but anyway, she called me. I mean, that's the way she wanted to communicate, and that's fine, okay? So she called me. I mean, I called her back, and she said, hey, she's telling me about, was it IAEE? Is that what it's called? IAEE? So they have a conference this week, right? That starts, actually started today. But ASM, the organization she's a part of, they have their annual annual corporate meeting or whatever. And it happens to be, I guess it's normally right before IAEE starts, right? So theirs was the last 2 days. So she said, hey, we had someone that was going to be on our panel to talk, a meeting planner or a hotel site selection person that was going to be on a panel, and the person wasn't able to come. The person wasn't able to attend their panel. So guess who she's calling to ask to be on this panel? And I'm like, what? And I'm thinking maybe it's going to be like in a week, and I'll be out of town in a week, right? So she said, oh no, it's on Monday. I said, Monday, like in 2 days, Monday? She goes, yeah, on Monday. About 3:00. I'm like, as if I don't have anything else to do at 3:00 on a Monday. So, make a long story short, I did it. I was there, but no, I appreciate now that I can say this now. I appreciate it. I appreciate being invited to do it. It was a blast. It was fun. I was kind of nervous at first though, right? I mean, I'm sitting in the back. I'm like, am I gonna be only one? Because first, they say it's you and a couple other people. So I'm thinking it's like 3 or 4 people are going to be in this panel. No, it's me and one other person. And her name was Michelle, and she was great. And I was like, and then Arlette is trying to joke with me. She goes, they're going to call you in a minute, and it's going to be you. I said, what do you mean it's just going to be me? She goes, yeah, you're the only one. You're the only presenter. I'm like, really? Okay. So anyway, so we had some fun, but no, shout out to Arlette as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you inviting me to be on the panel. I did have a good time. In fact, I saw some people I had not seen that were in the audience that worked for ASM as well, and I didn't know. So they came up to me and we talked and we chatted and kind of caught up, and it was good. So, you go to these events and you think you don't know anyone until you actually, come across someone that you do know. And it's been years since I've seen. His name is Robert Smith. It's been years since I've seen him, but it's good to see that he's doing well. Good to see he's still there, right? He's still around, so that's a good thing. I got to see Shannon with Ontario CVB. She runs the convention center there. And it's always good to see Michael Krause. Okay, Michael Krause is the president and CEO of Ontario Convention and Visitors Bureau. So appreciate seeing all those people. So once again, shout out to Michael. Michael looks good. I appreciate you, man. So there you go. And continue to do what you're doing in Ontario, because did you know Ontario, they are expanding their convention center. They already have about, I want to say 250,000 square feet. Well, they're going to more than double the size. So I think when they're done, maybe in a couple years, it's going to be like 550,000 square feet of meeting space. So that's great. I mean, I thought it was good size now, but there you go. So, hey, if you didn't know, now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. So, okay, anyway, so the topic, 3 things. I said all this stuff to say this. 3 things to remember when doing a panel. Now, remember, these 3 things are on my blog already. So you don't have to write them down. You don't have to put them to memory. Just see them, and then boom, go to the website, russellofhotels.com, go to the blog, hit the button, bing, and these three things will pop up. Poof, there you go. Know your audience is number 1. Hold on one second. My thing turned off. My thing turned off. 3 things to remember when doing a panel. Know your audience. Understand who will be in the room and tailor your insights to their interests and needs. Whether it's hospitality professionals, students, or industry leaders, deliver value they can relate to and apply. Yeah, so they're asking questions. So there's a panel, and Anna, she was asking a question. She was the facilitator, so she asked questions, right? So basically, probably questions that they wanted to know, or questions that they needed to hear answers to. Basically had to do with trends. And one of the trends that what trends do you see going on in hospitality right now, or hotel or convention business at this point? One is the lead times are a lot sooner now. They're not planning things 18 months out anymore. It's probably 6 months in. A lot of things, at least a lot of programs, and I try to relate it to the programs that I'm working on, not just what I've heard from the industry. The industry could tell you anything, but I'm speaking from me and what my groups and my clients are asking for. I mean, I did a board meeting, and it was within 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So it just depends on the nature of your clients, what type of market it is. Associations, of course, even associations, they've been planning things, 3 years out and things like that. Well, some of those are actually going closer into the dates, maybe a year out, 2 years out, things like that. So, a lot of things have changed, but it just depends on what your clients are doing. Another thing was that I mentioned that some groups are looking at 2nd and 3rd tier destinations. I'd always mention that, right? Well, it's a thing, right? So like your Ontario's, now that people know that Ontario is expanding their convention center from 250,000 square feet to over 500,000 square feet, and they're going to add a 600 room hotel at some point, hopefully in the future, the near future. I mean, those are things that people need to know, because a lot of times, these some of the organizations, they go for the big, okay, we're gonna go to Los Angeles, we're gonna go to New York or Chicago, and those prices are astronomical. Okay, you look at some of the, like Southern California. Let's just say Southern California. Not that I'm knocking LA, because I live in LA. Okay, so stop it. I'm not knocking LA, but the prices can be out of control. There can be traffic downtown. But say if you chose a destination like an Ontario, which still has airlift, it has convenient and sufficient airlift into the airport, Ontario Airport, and it's right there. I mean, Ontario is not that big. The convention center is nice. The area is nice. They have a lot to do out there. Why not choose something like that, where you have equal amount of lift, and you have hotels, you have a convention center, a brand new convention center, I might add. So, I mean, all those things, and it's not too far from LA. If you want to get the vibe of LA, drive an hour west and you'll have that, okay? So, there you go. So, a lot of organizations are looking at your third and fourth tier cities, like a Buffalo, New York, a Niagara Falls, New York, Des Moines, Iowa. I mean, all those, Wichita, Kansas, Oklahoma City. I'm just throwing it out there. Tucson, Arizona. So a lot of these, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Albuquerque, New Mexico. A lot of these things, a lot of these big companies, big organizations that have been having their programs at large destinations or whatever. So my thing and this is going to morph into something else, but my thing for the third and my advice, my advice for the third and fourth tier destinations: start marketing, let people know exactly what you have. First of all, let them know who you are, who you represent, who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Do your homework first. That's another thing that I mentioned. Make sure you do your homework when you're talking to your clients. Make sure you form a relationship with your client. That's another piece of advice that I gave yesterday. Go on to LinkedIn and look at people and know who they are before you meet with them. That's one thing that's when people set themselves apart, to me, it's because they looked at something that they would only find out if they looked at my LinkedIn profile. Somebody had come to me, and this is I'm getting off topic a little bit, but that's just what I do. I was at I can't remember the conference I was at, and I can't remember the guy's name, but I just remember he worked for a kind of like a graphics art company where they would wrap, they would wrap cars and ice cream carts, whatever. They'll wrap it with your logo or whatever, however you want it to be wrapped, they would wrap it, right? And like a hot dog stand or things like that. And he walked up, and before he sat down, he said, "Russell of Hotels." And he said Russell of Hotels, that was one. And he said, "I love your podcast, and can you give me some recipes for some good non-meat eats?" I'm like, what? This guy he just gave it to me. I mean, just bam, bam, bam. I'm like, what? He would only know that if he looked at my profile, if he did his research. Not everybody does that. Most people, I'll tell you how most people do when you go to a trade show or a conference or, those one-on-one appointments. This is how they mostly go. Well, okay, so what do your programs look like? Do you think this hotel will be suitable for your hotel? They're not even asking about me. They're just getting straight into what groups do you have coming up? They haven't looked at anything. They haven't done their research. They haven't tried to form any type of relationship. All they want, they're transactionary. They just want to get to the nut, to get the hell with you, the hell with anything you're talking about. We don't care about your non-meat eats. We don't care about it. You have a podcast. We don't care that you used to be a hotel director, sales and marketing, and a general manager. They don't care about any of that stuff. They just want to know, at the end of the day, what business can you give me? And that's not how it works. Okay. So, and I can't think of that guy's name, but anyway, shout out to him, whatever your name was. I'm sorry, I have to find it. But yeah, he came and he told me all that stuff. So he knew the game, right? So I was shouting. It's funny. I was shouting him out on this show for like weeks after that, but I can't remember his name now. But I remembered it then, and I shouted him out because of that, because that made an impact on me, right? I'm like, not everybody does that. And the impacts because not everyone is doing that. So, but anyway, know your audience, okay? Once again, understand who will be in the room and tailor your insights to their interests and needs, whether it's hospitality professionals, students, or industry leaders. Deliver value they can relate to and apply. The second one, be concise and impactful. Speak softly, but carry a big stick. Is that what that doesn't say that? Panel discussions are about sharing insights effectively. Wait a minute, I'm playing to Paris. Okay. Efficiently, stick to the point, avoid rambling, and ensure your answers are clear, concise, and memorable. Structure your responses, state the idea, provide an example, and finish with a takeaway. So just make sure you do that. And I don't know if I did all this, but this is something that I came up with today, but after the fact, right? But just make sure that we're sticking to the point. We're not rambling, okay? we're sticking to the point, and then we're getting off of that point. And if there's a question and answer period, there's question and answer period, but it was after everything was talked about. So we were able, Anna gave us a question, we answered a question, we expounded on the question, and then we went on to another one, right? And then after that, we open it up for questions and answers. So you got to read the moderator too. So make sure the moderator, you listen to the moderator before you start asking questions and things like that, because there's somebody else that's controlling it. We're just there. We're just being a part of the show, and I appreciate it being that way. Number 3, engage and collaborate. Treat the panel as a conversation, not a monologue. Listen to fellow panelists, build on their points, and engage the audience with your energy and authenticity. Prepare a few questions you ask other panelists to foster dynamic discussion. So the young lady that was next to me, who was a panelist as well, her name was Michelle. She had some great points. I kind of piggybacked off of hers a little bit, and she piggybacked off of mine, because it's some questions I would answer first, and some questions she would answer first. So it's good to compliment each other. And I'm glad, I guess I think I'm glad that I didn't know the questions, beforehand, because I think that makes it more authentic. I don't have time to think about or come up with some, perfect script or answer. Sometimes you have to think, right? And I think that's okay. I think it's more realistic when you do that and you kind of like, you know what? I mean, it's split second, right? You know what? That's a good question. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to formulate an answer, right? And sometimes that's how it is. That's just how it is, right? Everything's not going to be perfect, but as long as you answer the questions and you're concise and it's impactful, I think that's a good thing. So these 3 pieces of advice: know your audience, be concise, and collaborate effectively will help you deliver a strong, impactful performance on any panel. Okay, so there you go. Don't worry, it's almost over. I'm almost over. It's only 37 minutes. What are you talking about? Calm down, people. No one say anything. I'm just talking to myself. Who's hiring? Who's hiring? Okay, let me get to that. Who's hiring? So there's a couple jobs here, and this is the Proper Hotel downtown LA. It's on Broadway. So downtown LA, Broadway. There's a couple hotels that are in this same area. A couple of like boutique hotels built in the 1920s. Very nice hotels, but the Proper is one of my favorite ones downtown. Let's see. Okay, so who's hiring? The Sheraton Gateway LAX. They're hiring a director of rooms. Okay, so anyone that has that director of rooms experience, you need to apply at the Sheraton Gateway LAX. Hampton Inn and Suites in Hermosa Beach. They're looking for a general manager. And it's a small property. It's not a huge property. I'm going to say it's probably 60 to 80 rooms, somewhere around there. Fairfield Inn and a loft. So this is a dual director of sales. It's 2 properties. 2 hotels on the same property. A dual branded, if you will. So it's on Sepulveda and Mariposa. So that's in El Segundo, not too far from LAX. I would say 5 minutes from LAX, if that. So they're looking for a dual director of sales and marketing. Now, let me just say this. This position's been open several times in the last year. Okay, I will say that. See, that's my thing, right? When I see things, I'll post them. But if I know that something has been open, for a while, or maybe this is the second or third time it's been open this year, I say that with caution, right? Because when you apply for things, those are questions you should ask. Hey, I noticed, if you happen to get an interview, hey, I noticed your position has been open, several times this year. Can you tell me why? Because remember this, people. Remember this, and I tell people this, and people sometimes think I'm crazy when I say this. I don't know why, but just like they're interviewing you, you're interviewing them. You don't want to get in any situation that's uncomfortable, that is a no-win situation. Because believe me, some hotels, just because they're looking for whatever, a position, their open position, doesn't mean it's a win-win, okay? It could be a win-lose, okay? Just ask the right questions and ask as many questions as you can. Because at the end of the interview, remember when they talk and they say, "Oh, did you have any questions for us?" Well, by the way, I did. And take your notebooks with you. Take a notebook with you with a pen, okay? A notebook with a pen, and take notes. Have notes. Have questions ready for them. When they open it up to you, ask the questions. I don't care if you got 10 questions you want to ask. Ask those questions because you want to get into a situation or you want to move on to the next interview with you're comfortable with them, you're comfortable with the answers they gave you, you're comfortable with that property. Okay? So make sure because people want to rush through it and see what they're going to pay. No. Pay comes later. Don't worry about that. Make sure it's the environment you want to be in. Make sure it's the people you want to work for or with, and ask like what happened to the previous person, whatever the position is. If it's a director of sales and marketing, hey, were they able to make their goals? What was one of the reasons why they're no longer here? I mean, some things could be confidential. They may not answer. Well, that tells you something right there. There's a red flag because guarantee if they say, oh, they got a better opportunity somewhere within our company. Okay, they'll tell you that. But when it's something else other than that, then they're like, well, that's kind of confidential. Well, is that kind of a red flag too? There's something going on. Something that needs some investigation or something. I don't know. But just be leery if you see the same positions open over and over again, or they haven't been filled. I know this position. I know someone that had applied for this position, and so that was several months ago. They applied, and it's still open. And like I said, it's been open at least twice this year already. I mean, I know it's the end of the year, and people do move on, but within 6 months, I don't know. But just ask questions. Just be ready for the questions that you have to ask during the interview process, or that you should ask. And any question about that, call me because I got a list of questions to ask people. List of questions to ask people. And just remember, On Air with Russell of Hotels is every Tuesday at 1 o'clock PST. That means that's here in California. Yeah. So that's it. But that's not the show, but that's it. That's all I had to say about that. We're on every Tuesday. I do a daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as well. I release 2 episodes of Hospitality Unplugged on Saturday and Sunday. So you got 7 days a week of me. Can you believe that? At first, when I first started this, I was like, I was thinking I was doing something, just doing On Air with Russell of Hotels once a week. I thought that was something until 2 years ago. I started the daily check-in. I'm like, okay, now I got 5 things. Ooh, whoopee-doo. There's 2 more days in the week. What do I do now? That's when I came in with the Hospitality Unplugged. So now you have 7 days a week of me because I want to make sure that people know who I am, what I do, and how I can help them, okay? From a branding perspective, brand awareness. Same thing hotels and DMOs should be doing. We should know who you are. We should know where you are, who you are. Did you just do a renovation? Did you open up a new restaurant? Do you have non-meat eats? Whatever those things. You got I heard you have a new, I hope, I'm just looking at the email. I'm sorry, and I lost my train of thought. I heard you just, you had a new chef and you offering, some vegan items, some non-meat eat items. I mean, those are things that we should know, that you have to talk about, that you have to show people. And what's the best way to do that? That you can maybe hit the masses at almost not one time, but you can hit more, you can help more people than not, right? Social media. Why not use social media to do that? We do it sparingly. We do it every now and then, and that has to stop. So going into next year, what does your marketing plan look like? Is social media on there that, we need to put out these promotions every week or once a month or whatever? I haven't seen anyone's market plan that says anything about that. I mean, does the PR company, are they doing that and they're holding back on you and not letting you know what's going on? The PR company and the internal director of sales, and sales team should know exactly what's going on. Everybody should be singing from the same sheet of music, so to speak, so you know exactly what's going on. Okay, because I hear this all the time. Oh, we have a PR company and they're doing this for us. I'm like, well, what are they doing? Well, I mean, they know, but my director knows, but I don't know. I'm like, huh? What? Are you in those meetings? No, I never have a seat at the table. Well, then bring your own damn lawn chairs, and bring it and scoot it up to the table. Okay, if you're the director, listen to this. If you're the director of sales of a hotel, you need to know everything that's going on as far as marketing and promotion of your hotel. Every single thing, 100% of it. There's no excuse for not knowing. And I'm done with that. I'm finished with that. But anyway, this is the Hilton, the Hilton Culver City. Now, they renovated their hotel maybe about 2 years ago. So it's a brand new hotel. I mean, I love the open air feeling. I love the furniture, the decor, the color scheme. Oh, it's just magnificent. I love it. I don't know why I said that. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Why do I say that? Because how do you be consistent? You do 281 shows. That's consistency. So one thing I'm trying to show people is that, yeah, I'm consistent. I do these things I'm doing something 7 days a week now. I just started the last thing, that's Hospitality Unplugged. That's maybe going into its third week. But these things will continue in 25. I'm not going to back down from it. I mean, those are things that have to be done, right? It's all about brand awareness. It's all about putting your brand out there and being consistent with it. So if 281 shows aren't enough, I mean, if that's not consistent enough, I don't know what else is. But 281 shows, I couldn't even tell you how many daily check-ins that is over the course of a year. It has to be, if I've done, say, 50 shows of On Air with Russell, for 52, because it's 52 weeks in a year. 52, I'm going to say probably another 500 of daily check-ins I've done, because I do them every week, right? I don't have my calculator. Somebody do, no, anyway. So I'm going to say between, let's say 3 and 450 of those that I do a year. And then the new Hospitality Unplugged on top of that. That's just once a week, but that's 2 a week, right? So that's over 100 that I'll be doing going into next year. Well, starting next year, it'll be 100 at the end of the year. So there's something going on all the time. So if it's your brand, you have to let people know. You have to let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. Okay, I just happen to use different ways of doing that, but I'm using the same platforms, right? So I'm using, for the most part, YouTube and LinkedIn. I do use Facebook. I do Instagram as well. So let's just say 4. Let's just limit it to 4. I do more, but let's just say it's 4. So I do 4. I do one program or one posting, but I'll put it on 4 different platforms, because I never know where my next piece of business is coming from. I never know who's watching. I never know who this is going to resonate with. But my job is to put it out there. Same thing for hotels and DMOs. You don't know exactly where. I mean, yeah, the numbers may say this, or you're getting X amount from here, X amount from that, okay? But you can't tell people how to buy you. You can't tell people where to look for you. You can't do that. So that's why I put things in different platforms, because I never know who's going to want to buy me, or who my information is going to stick with or resonate with. I don't know that. So you have to put things out there. Just throw it out there and see what sticks, right? I mean, and that's kind of, is that the philosophy? Well, sometimes you have to do that just to see, what happens. And sometimes we have to do our own market research. I do my own market research. And one form of market research, I told this young lady that I was having lunch with yesterday, who told me I need to wear a jacket when I do and a nice shirt when I do the podcast. She told me that, right? And I said, okay, I'll do my own market research. She said, what do you mean by that? I said, I'll look at before I was wearing the jacket and tie, what my viewership was, the likes, the comments, all that kind of stuff, all the engagement, right? and I'll wear this and I'll see, say I'll, for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, let's say the next couple months, I'll do it. And I'll see, and I'll compare the next 2 months to the previous 2 months, before and after. Then that way I can see, are more people tuning in now? Am I getting more comments now opposed to the last time? And not to say I'm going to stop doing it if it doesn't, but that's something that we can do. That's something that's kind of measurable. So those are some of the things that I do. So anyway, there you go. Any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, Russell at russellofhotels.com. My website is russellofhotels.com. Everything is there, right? All my the topics that I go over, my podcasts are there. Everything is there. You just go to the drop down, scroll over, and you got anything there. Any information about me, my profile, how I got started in this industry, all that stuff is there. So any questions at all, feel free. You can email me, Russell at russellofhotels.com. My website, go to the website, russellofhotels.com. My phone number is there. Feel free to call me. So however you want to reach out to me, I will reach out back to you. So if you were to call me, of course I'm gonna call you back if I don't get you, if you don't get me. And if you want to email me and I'll email you back. If you want to text me, you can text me, but let me know who the heck you are. And when you call me, I'm not gonna answer right away because I don't know who you are normally. Because if your phone number is not in my phone, I'm not gonna answer it because I think it's spam, and I don't like spam. So I don't like to eat it, nor do I like to receive it. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So you know what spam is? You guys used to eat spam? I used to eat spam back in the day, okay? I used to like it. But then, like before I started this non-meat eats thing, I tried it again as an adult because I ate it as a kid, right? I tried it as an adult. Spam, it comes in a can, right? Spam. It is salty as heck. And I guess as a kid, you don't look at certain things, right? I'm just eating. I'm like, oh, I thought it was good. I used to cook it and all that stuff, fry it, all that stuff. Spam sandwich. It was the most convenient thing, right? But as an adult, I bought some because I remember telling my daughter, she goes, oh, I used to eat this as a kid. She goes, what is that? Kids never heard of it. What is that? It comes out of a can. So I had her taste it. She said, that's disgusting. I wouldn't have said it was disgusting. I would say it was salty. It was definitely salty, but she didn't like the texture of it. She didn't like any of that. I'm like, I remember the texture. The texture was still the same, but it came across as being real salty. And I assumed that it was salty then too. But back as a kid, I'm just eating it. It was funny. I could make it myself. No one had to make it for me. I just made it, sliced it, and fried it, all that stuff myself, right? So it was cool. But as an adult, it was not the same thing. It's one of those things like, man, those childhood memories. You're like, oh man, that was so good, and this or that. And you try it as an adult, you're like, no, this is not what's happening. So needless to say, I've never eaten it again. And plus, like I said, I don't eat meat anymore anyway. That's probably the defining factor when I had that again. Like, you know what? If I can't eat spam anymore, I'm not eating anything. No more meat. And I guess it's still considered meat, right? It's just, but it's parts of a pig. Parts of a pig. Anyway. So anyway, that is it for today. Next week is what is it? Next week is the 31st. No, I'm sorry. Next week is the 24th. That's Christmas Eve. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything, but meaning this show. So that may be one of the days I don't do it, but you never know. I'm not sure. If I don't announce anything before that, that means I'm going to do it. But look for, follow me on Instagram as well. I'll be doing some Instagrammable things coming up this week. There's some stuff that's going to be happening, and I'll let you know. I'm not telling you today. I'll let you know when it happens, okay? So, but it'll be soon. So anyway, that is it. You guys have a great day, great week. And if I don't see you by next week, like the 25th, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you again for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. I don't take it lightly that you guys, you don't have to spend the whole time with me, but I appreciate people when they spend a couple minutes with me. They make their comments, and they remember that I said this, and they send me comments. I just got a text from somebody. I don't even know who it was. They're making a comment about the facial hair that I have. I just haven't shaved. Okay, so and I figured, if I can grow hair here and I can't grow hair on top, I might as well try to grow it somewhere, right? So, but anyway, that is it. But no, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And as always, have a great day. Oh, and I have to take you guys out of here. I'm sorry. So we'll let Miss Cheryl Rogers take you out. Did you guys know? If you know Cheryl Rogers, did you know her voice is my intro and exit? Some people don't even know that, and they're like, "We may have Cheryl taking you out." So anyway, this is Cheryl Rogers. She's gonna take us out. You guys have a great day, great weekend, happy holidays, and thank you again for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. This was show number 281. Peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success, rather become a person of great